Happy bloody Friday. I'm in a bit of a nervous mood, as you might be able to tell, because that time has come around again. It's time to balance my books. Why do I do this to myself? I have given myself a month off because I've decided, after weeks of stressing about it, that December shouldn't count. Because you get given books for Christmas, and that's a lovely, exciting thing. I don't want that to cause negative energy in my life. So, I will not be balancing my books for December because I got lots of nice Christmas presents and I want to enjoy them. And anyway, that can be what balancing the books is all about. You balance your books, you get your TBR down nice and sensible, all so that you can get loads of books for Christmas and fill it back up again. I think that sounds like a pretty jolly time. So, we're not doing December, we're going to start blank slate from January, but I am making this harder for myself because I do want to finally clear some space on my bursting TBR shelf next to my bed. And so I'm going to say, last year I made it that I had to have -1 books at the end of every month, so one more book leaving my TBR then coming on. This year, I'm going to say that I have to have -5. What the bloody hell am I doing to myself? I already know that this is a terrible idea, especially because my New Year's resolution was to read fewer books. Why am I such a walking contradiction? Let's bloody do this, shall we? Here's my notebook. Nice new blank slate with my January hauls in it. Let's see what I bought myself this month. I only bought myself one physical book this month, and that is this beautiful edition of Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding. Look how fun and pink it is. And look, it's wine. It matches my life. That is one book coming in, but I've already read this book a few years ago, so we can scratch that point off straight away. My books stay balanced. The other book that I bought myself was on my Kindle, and that was The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. So that one I hadn't read, that did come onto my TBR, but I can't say that I have now read it because I haven't, but I have now attempted to read and then given up on it, meaning that it is firmly off my TBR again because there's no way I'm giving that another go. So the score remains, beautifully, 0. Okay, and that's all I bought myself, so that's not too bad. So now let's look at the books that I got from publishers. And I used to say that I didn't feel guilty about these because I can't help what publishers give me, but these days a lot of these are ones that I requested off NetGalley, so that's still me being out of control. The first book that I got from NetGalley was called Home by, I can't remember who, possibly Amanda Berryman. Be impressive if that's right. And that one, this is me being so typical. I'm so predictable. I get drawn in by any kind of vague blurb that tells me there's a secret that I won't be able to guess and it's going to come out halfway through and change everything. The second I read that, I get that book, even though the majority of the time, those secrets aren't that exciting. But I got it, and it's on my TBR now. Even though it's written from the perspective of a child, which is something that I hate, I might be giving this one away straight away. Let's see. It's on my TBR for now. The next book from NetGalley was called Everything is Lies by, don't know. And that one is about, you guessed it, a girl who's gonna find out some hidden secret about her family. Emma, stop getting those books. You never enjoyed them that much. I did already read this one, so that can go off my TBR. Except, I just realised I only read Everything is Lies as February. So to keep this kind of working out properly, I can't count that as a -1 for this month. So that's still technically on my TBR for January and will minus that point later in February. I never managed to get the maths right for these things. And it was pretty much exactly as mediocre as I should have guessed. I mean, that's unfair. I did actually really enjoy it for most of the way through. It's about a cult, which is exciting. That's kind of new. Hadn't really read any books about cults other than The Girls. But it was basically just like, plot point, this is exciting, this is creepy, rather than having any characters that I really cared about or any themes that were particularly interesting. And then finally, the last book I got from NetGalley was called Now You See Her, which is about a girl who is watching her friend's child on the playground, and then the child goes missing. And she's like, she was responsible for watching that child. Which sounds terrifying. It's one of my worst nightmares. Let's look at the other books that I read, which minus numbers from that. In the month of January, I read the book 3 Things About Elsie, which was top notch. I read Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer, which I've talked about a lot lately because I loved it. It was 5 out of 5 and it made me go vegan, so that's a thing that I bang on about now. I read The Woman in the Window, which is like the big thriller of the year that everyone's talking about. It was pretty good. I did really enjoy it. I feel like thrillers never shock me as much anymore as they used to back when I was like first reading Gone Girl and Girl on the Train, and they were like the first ones of that genre that I'd really read. But it was really good, so I can see why it's getting hype. And I read How to Stop Time by Matt Haig, which was really charming and sweet. I didn't love it quite as much as everyone else seems to. I've heard just like so many endless amazing things about it, and I really liked it but didn't like fall in love with it. But I can see why it's popular, and it does make me want to read more of Matt Haig's stuff. But wait, there's more! I also mostly read the book Animal Liberation by Peter Singer, so that is off my TBR now. And I read about 60% of Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton, so that is off my TBR too, which means that I'm already at -4. Is that right? Should be -3. Why can I never do the maths? So I added... Why is that happening? Why does this always happen? I'm pretty certain that I'm now on a score of -3, and I need to get that down to -2 in order for my books to be balanced. So straight up, I'm going to say that I'm not going to read Home. That was a weird spur-of-the-moment decision to get that book. I'm going to be way strict with myself in future with getting these books from NetGalley. I'm only going to accept books that I really genuinely want to read, and not just because there's some vague description that makes me think, hopefully it might be interesting. So now I've got to get rid of one more from my physical TBR. Please hold, I'll be right back. Okay, the book that I'm gonna get rid of this month is The Pig Who Sang to the Moon. I bought this book as part of my quest to go vegan. I bought a whole load of books about animal rights and animal emotions and everything, but I read the very first one, Eating Animals, and I already changed my mind and I've already gone vegan, so this now would feel like preaching to the choir. I would be maybe interested to read more books on the topic of animal emotional intelligence, but this one, from reading the reviews, sounds like it's a little too speculative for me, maybe. I liked that Eating Animals was ultimately very rooted in fact and the truth rather than too much opinion, and I thought that was really effective. So I'm not sure that this one will be as interesting for me to read now that I'm already convinced by the arguments. But if I give this one to Oxfam, maybe I'll be convincing someone else to go vegan. You know us vegans, we love to spread our word, we're so annoying. And I did it! That was not too painful at all. I have balanced those books. I have 5 fewer books on my TBR than I did at the start of the year. Let's just forget everything that happened in December because it doesn't matter. I'm feeling very positive now. So as usual, please give this video a thumbs up if you're just so proud of me for managing that. And of course, leave me a comment letting me know what you guys are doing to reduce your TBRs this month. I'm loving seeing other videos popping up with other people doing this or similar things. You guys are also creative and I love it. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for new videos every Friday. See you next time!